The long-awaited Pixel event has finally come and gone, and so now we know everything official about the new Pixel 2 phones and a bunch of other devices from Google today. I've got Andrew with me. Let's talk about some of this stuff.
There is so much stuff.
Yeah, we'll try to get through all of it here. We'll start with the Pixel phones. Obviously, those are the big seller, the Pixel 2 and the Pixel 2 XL. And there's not a lot that we didn't know. They look exactly like the leaks that we saw. You got the 3 colors for the Pixel 2, 2 colors for the Pixel 2 XL. The Pixel 2 XL has the bigger display with the smaller bezels. But other than that, like, specs are pretty much the same. Snapdragon 835, 4 gigabytes of RAM, 12 megapixel cameras. Just basically everything that we saw was true.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, Google even took a shot at Apple and was like, "We don't reserve our best features for the bigger phone. We pack
That was nice.
We pack everything into one package." I mean, the displays are different, but you got to have some separation, I think, especially with all the different devices that have come out this year. They had to do something different.
And it is nice because for a while, companies would release like these smaller phones and they'd always have worse specs. And it's kind of nice to see more companies doing like same specs, just 2 different size.
Yep.
So the prices for these, the base model for the Pixel 2, which is 5-inch display, 64 gigabytes storage, that's $650. And then the base for the Pixel 2 XL, which is 6-inch display, 64 gigabyte model, is $850, right?
Yeah, it's $849.
Okay.
And then if you want to bump up the storage for either one, just tack on an extra $100 because there's 128 gigabyte storage, and of course there's no micro SD expansion.
Right.
But yeah, the pricing for the Plus, or for the not for the Plus, for the XL, maybe a little bit of a sticker shock, but
I mean, I think it's still pretty good when you're going up against like $1,000 iPhone 10,
and over $900 or almost $950 for the Note 8.
Exactly. I think it's a pretty good price for that.
Yeah,
it's expensive. Don't get me wrong, but for comparing it with other phones in the market right now, it's not bad.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely agree with that. I'm definitely going to be getting, once they're back in stock again, I'm going to be getting the Stormtrooper one with the orange button.
Yeah, they are hard. I mean, typical Google fashion, hard to get these in stock and order them. So if you're interested, hopefully you've already bought one.
Yeah.
But moving on, so to go with the Pixel 2, which does not have a headphone jack, finally can put that rumor to rest. It's been confirmed. It does not have a headphone jack, and so they have the Pixel Buds, which are wireless Bluetooth earbuds. They look pretty nice. They got the wire that goes around your neck, which I personally prefer. They come with a charging case that you can use to get a few extra charges out of. But the really interesting thing that these do, of course they have Google Assistant, but the really interesting thing is they have real-time Google Translate, which was pretty insane to see on the demo.
That was one of, if not the most exciting thing that I saw today. Like, nobody in the tech space can compete with that, and it's phenomenal how fast it was.
Yeah. So if you didn't see the
like
demo,
Swedish or Scandinavian or something, and they just were talking, having a conversation in real-time translation.
Yeah. So like, I think the way it works is it works with your phone. Like the phone translates it and then sends it to the earbuds.
I think so. We'll have to double check. We'll have to double check on how that works.
But yeah, the earbuds play a part in it, obviously. But yeah, it was really cool. I mean, like, that is the future. Just walking around, you've got these things in your ears, and anyone that talks to you, you're going to be able to understand. Like, that we're living in the future.
Yeah, it's final. Like, the future's finally here, at least for something.
And those cost $160, I believe.
Yep. and it comes in the same 3 colors as the Pixel 2, kind of
Right.
blue, just black, and clearly white.
Yeah,
And they're
those are
supposed
pretty
to be
cool.
shipping, I think, in November. So we've got a little bit of time. Google's got some time to get their stock up for that. So hopefully they won't sell out immediately. But it's cool to see
Yeah, hopefully.
some kind of AirPod competitors.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I mean, I'm probably going to end up buying a pair. They're not the most aesthetically pleasing looking, but
They look
Google,
comfortable. Like
yeah,
I
they
feel
do.
like they look more comfortable than a lot of earbuds that I see.
And I saw that Google mentioned that you'll be able to, they're going to send software updates to the Pixel Buds specifically. So
Yeah,
like theoretically, they can add more features in the future,
right.
and just keep expanding it versus having to release a new version every time they want to add something to it, which is I think is pretty nifty and save everybody a few bucks.
For sure. Moving on, we've got the Google Home stuff, which we also already saw. So we got the Google Home Mini, which is $50 smaller version, basically an Amazon Echo Dot. And there's also the Google Home Max, which is like the competitor to what is that thing called?
The
From
Apple
Apple?
HomePod.
Yeah, the HomePod.
Yeah. So like
So
we
both of
heard.
those.
Sorry. Go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
So we heard about the Max a couple of weeks ago, I think it was when it first popped up, but they were saying that it was supposed to be more of an Echo Show competitor, because it was rumored to have like a 7-inch display or something
Well,
like
I think
that.
that might be a different thing,
Oh, really?
actually.
Okay,
Yeah.
because like the Max was the code name for it, but then today the Google
Okay.
Home Max like got announced doesn't have a display or whatever. So, um, but
Yeah, and the Max just has like, really good speakers. It's like if you actually care about how your music sounds, you're probably going to
yeah,
want to get this one because the regular Google Homes, the speakers are just whatever. They're not really that great. So if you really care about that, you're going to get this, but it's expensive. It's $400. So, it's going to be louder. It's going to be clearer. It's going to have better audio quality, but it does basically all the same things that you could do with
yep.
any other
Google
Google Homes.
Google Assistant's still packed in.
Yep.
So, but the Google Home Mini is pretty cool too, because they're giving them away for everybody who buys a Pixel 2 for like 2 weeks.
So there's going to be
Which
a
is pretty
lot of
nice.
those in the world.
Yeah, and I mean that's the kind of the point of them. That Google said they want to put Assistant in every room, and at a $50 price point, that's the way to do it because Amazon's already doing it with the Echo Dot. So it kind of made sense for Google to kind of hit back with their own version of that.
For sure.
So
yeah, that's the Google Home stuff, which is pretty cool. Like to see Google expanding on that. Moving on to another thing that was rumored and came true, Pixelbook, which is it's a high end Chromebook. There's not a lot of exciting things going on. I mean, they talked about some new stuff, but like that's gonna all be eventually coming to regular Chromebooks. So this is just a $1,000 Chromebook, and I still don't know what the market is for high end Chromebooks.
yeah, I don't know either. I mean, it's super overpowered. It's got an i5 processor, and then there with 8 gigs of RAM and 128 gigs of storage. And then the high end model comes with 16 gigs of RAM, 512 gigs of storage, and an i7. And it's just Chrome on your computer.
Yeah.
I mean, the pen is cool because
it does have a pen, which is cool.
200. So this has 2,000 levels of pressure sensitivity and a response time of 10 milliseconds, which if you're into drawing or any of that kind of stuff, you can justify spending the extra $99 on that.
Yeah,
but
so
$1,000 for a Chromebook is absurd.
Yeah, I mean, my wife has a Chromebook that was like less than $300, I think, and it runs super good.
Yeah.
So I don't know why you need $1,000 Chromebook.
Just kind of like,
hey, if you
look
like
what
that
we can
Pixel
do.
name,
Yeah. Look what we can.
Oh, and it does look like a Pixel. It has like a half glass back. So if that's worth a lot to you, go for it.
Yeah, I would have rather seen them do a tablet, but that's just me.
Seriously, that's a good point, actually. Where's the Pixel tablet?
I mean, this is kind of it, but because you can fold it back and use it as a tablet, but I want a tablet running Oreo in that form. Like if you took the top glass, like just the top half off, or maybe shrunk it down a little bit, I'd be super happy with that as just a tablet.
Next thing is probably the only thing that actually came out of left field that no one really expected, and that's Google Clips, which is this really cute little camera that has artificial intelligence, because of course it does. It's a Google it's a Google camera.
Yeah.
So this is the idea behind this. It's a camera that can recognize like faces and pets. And so some of the examples they use is like, say, you're playing with your kid, or your pet does stuff that's cute and you never can take a photo of it in time. You set up this little camera anywhere, and it uses artificial intelligence to like recognize faces and take photos completely autonomously. So it just happens automatically. You don't have to worry about it. So you could just, set it up in your living room, play with your kid, and it will just take photos for you. You can just enjoy the moment and not have to worry about taking photos, which is like what they were advertising it for, which is a pretty cool concept. It can take videos too, but the videos don't have audio, which I guess is because of some like wiretapping laws. So the videos don't have audio. There's a little LED that lights up when it's taking photos and videos and stuff like that, but just a cute little camera with some fancy tech. Kind of cool.
Yeah. I don't really, I mean, I have a girlfriend, but we don't have any kids or anything like that. So I don't really see the point in this. I mean, I wouldn't use it. I see the purpose of it, but I wouldn't use it personally, especially at that $250 price point.
Yeah. I mean, it is a
expensive.
really niche product.
Yeah. Like I'm kind of surprised they even did it. I guess it was just kind of showing off the AI stuff that they can do, but the 250 is pretty steep.
Yeah. And at first I was like, oh, is this going to be a GoPro competitor? Because of
That's
how
what it looks
looked.
like. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's definitely not anything like that.
No. It seems pretty cool. Not, it's like you said, it's going to be a niche market kind of thing.
I mean, I was just excited that they showed off something that no one knew about.
Yeah. Like that's the big thing that nobody was expecting. There was like some rumble about Google Clips that came up in like a manifesto from an online retailer, but there was no description of it. So people were thinking it was just like some type of attachment or accessory.
Google is opening up their own hair salon.
Oh Lord.
Google
smart scissors. AI powered scissors.
They tried to do a one more thing moment in the event, but it was like in the middle, and it was the Google Home Max.
Yeah, that was,
and it was like right in the middle of the event. They're just like tried to do this big surprise, but we already knew about it, so it was kind of lackluster.
Yeah, I was actually kind of surprised about the way that the format, like they did the phones in the middle.
Yeah, they started with shoot, it seems so long ago now. What they started with
Home Mini.
Yep.
I think they hit Pixelbook, and then they hit Max, and then they hit the phones. But then they showed off the new Daydream VR headset, which isn't anything crazy. They've got new new lenses on the inside for a wider range of wider field of view.
It's not really that exciting, new colors and all that. But yeah, it was like, how long did the event take? An hour and a half?
It was like an hour 45.
Yeah, it was a pretty long event. Lots of new stuff. It's all available, like at least to look at in the Google store right now if you want to check it out. And of course, we have tons of coverage on Phandroid right now, comparisons with other phones, comparison with iPhones, all the stuff that you guys want to see. So make sure to check that out. So yeah, until next time, that was the Google event. This has been the Fancast, and we'll talk to you later.
Peace.